Good morning, everybody. It is day 7, 5, 6, 7, technically 9. I hope everybody had a good evening. So we're going to drop our question in the chat box right now. For folks who are just joining us, that question is favorite food. I think it's favorite food. Is that correct? Amber, drop that again for me. Oh, sorry. What's your least favorite food? So, if you're here to tell me, black folks, you don't like mac and cheese, or I would say I don't like bad potato salad. If you put raisins in your potato salad, I'm not inviting you to the barbecue. So yeah, please, your least favorite food. People ask about your favorite food. Tell us your least favorite food, and we want to hear those humble brags. So did you figure something out last night with R? Are you really proud of yourself? Did you go to sleep and not do anything with R? Are you proud of that? I am here to tell you that I made Daniel co-host during office hours and then went to sleep. So I am very proud of that. I am humble bragging about my leadership and going to sleep. So I love the idea that little things are happening at all hours of the day and night. Within reason, of course, we're balanced. But I handed that over to Daniel and went to sleep last night. So yes, I'm proud of that. That's my humble brag. So reminder, be who you are as you are. You are enough. What you have to give and the question you bring to the table are enough. Take care of your biological and technological needs as they come up. You should eat whenever you need to eat on camera. Turn your camera off if needed. Make sure you're hydrating. I don't know if you see me sitting here. I've got like 2 or 3 mugs of different things I'm drinking. I got some coffee over here, got some flavored water, occasionally Gatorade because it's dry here in New Mexico. But please, hydrate, eat, take care of yourself. I'm a big fan of graham crackers and peanut butter. So you might see me with little crumbs all over my shirt as I slowly nibble like a chipmunk all day. But take care of yourself, okay? Pay attention to how you're feeling. I like to pause, breathe, and drop into my body and check on pains and things like that. Just be mindful of how you're feeling. We're sitting a whole lot, so get up, move your eyes, stretch a little bit. I've been known to start singing or do a little dance just to keep my energy up. So please do whatever you do to feed your soul, your body, and your spirit while we're together. Reminder, everyone here is a student no matter what your title. Flip that business card over on your desk. Forget that. Enjoy being a student again. Student. Yes. Student. Everybody's a student. Okay, so I see you, Andrea. So I'm gonna make it a little extra today since I didn't get to do it yesterday. Everybody's a student. Okay, so enjoy being a student again today. Set your personal intention. That may be when we're done, you're like, I'm going back to bed. It is 6:30 over on the West Coast. I hear you. It's 7:30 where I am right now. I hear y'all. So maybe you want to go back to sleep. Maybe your intention is rest today. Maybe your team is like, let's start tomorrow. That's fine. Like whatever you want. Set your personal intention. Start thinking about what your personal intention is for this institute. If you have not done that, it is not too late to set an intention today. It is never, you are not behind. You are not catching up. You are doing great at this institute. Remember that the liver is delicious, Susanna. I'm feeling attacked, Susanna. I attacked you yesterday. She came at me today. I love some liver and onions. I might pull your card on that one. Liver is the truth, Susanna. Okay, you just need to have it prepared correctly. All right. So set your intention. You are not behind. Okay, you can watch all these videos, you can follow up with everybody. Nobody is going to miss out on anything based on where they are in this moment. You are exactly where you are. And I know anxiety in these moments, especially as we head towards the next stage of our work together, can be rampant. If you are struggling, call a sister. I'm here. I'm available for one-on-one pep talks. I specialize in that. So in addition to group pep talks, I can be contracted for one-on-ones. So if you want to come to office hours and you're just like, I need you to pour into me for 3 minutes, I got you. Come see me, okay? Put on some music, dance a little bit, I got you, okay? So is there something specific you want to learn and a skill you want to begin to master, or do you want to drink all of this from the fire hose? So I will tell you, when I did the drink from the fire hose, I don't want you to think that I was just standing there like, I'm trying to remember what that movie is, with the chick sitting on the chair, the water's falling on her, and she's like, it was not a pleasurable, amazing thing. I was anxious the whole time. I'm like, am I doing this wrong? Is everybody else is doing something else? Why is my race different? So it is an act of bravery and revolution to choose to do something different in a space like this. And just know, if you're feeling that anxiety, that's normal. As Rihanna calls that energy is your star power. That's the energy for the journey. If you're feeling that energy, it means that you care. If you were like blank, either number one, I'd probably tell you take a day off, number one. And then number two probably means you just don't care, right? So if you're feeling that, there's energy. It's figuring out what to do with that. So for me, I will jump sometimes. My favorite priest, Father Pat, from my college, who is just the most welcoming and inclusive person I've ever encountered. He jumps before every time he does a sermon to release the energy. So I jump sometimes, I pace sometimes, but often I try and reframe it. I'm like, that nervous, oh my God, I have the energy. This is gonna be so good. That energy means things are good. Like I'm gonna take that and turn it into something. So figuring out a way to reframe that. So if you want to come talk, happy to talk about that. I've been a professional public speaker since I was about 13, and I've taught public speaking on and off. At small group stuff, and then also, I helped teach a class on persuasion, and also one on public speaking at Harvard on and off. If you need a little pep talk on what to do with all that energy, come see me. Let me know. All right. So I want to remind you, where was I on my list here? And Andrea got me preaching this morning. She got me preaching. Okay. So if you drink that and just know that it's, when you get hit from a fire hose, you sort of fly across the room, I imagine. Might get injured from the experience. Like it's a lot, right? So so be kind to yourself, give yourself grace. So ask yourself if collaboration is the goal, maybe collaborating in a way that is different. Maybe you want to be in the front, you usually are. Maybe you want to be in the back. Maybe you want to be in the middle. Maybe you want to take notes. Like if I don't know what's going on, I take notes. I'm like, I will take notes, so just, whatever you need to do to get through this next part, do that. Remember, R can be intention, and whatever your intention can change tomorrow, can change in an hour. Remember, you all have today up until about midnight to fluctuate and figure out what you want to do. It's all fluid today. So I want you to try and commit to the project you've invested in. But keep an eye out to that. It's like when you go to a conference and you're talking to somebody and they're talking to you, but they're looking over there a little bit. So I want you to be focused, but I want you to look over there and figure out your options. And you have until midnight tonight to choose your path. And if you want to talk about that, your group or you individually, I'm here all day. Set up a time. I need a little time to prep for our panel, but I'm happy to come and spend some time with groups today and talk through your choices. Just know that, asking questions confidently or practicing R, whatever is okay. Set your intention for today. It can change tomorrow. It can change midday. It's yours and yours alone. Run your own race. If I want you to take a look, you'll notice in a minute when we open our breakout rooms, which are not open today, I've chosen Black female comedians. So Issa Rae is up in there. Monique is in there. We got Whoopi Goldberg going way back, So yeah. So we've got Black female comedians in there. We might add, there's one that I meant to add that most people don't realize. I'll try to remember and tell you all later, but there's a woman who's a founding comedian that most of us don't think of and don't realize are Black. So I'll try to tell you about her later since she's not on the list. All right, no announcements this morning. We're going to go over keep, start, stop. So go ahead and put those up for us, Merlin. One thing I want to mention to you all is, so for the folks who are taking the lead on the Crown Act, please set up a time to meet with me so we can talk through your decision. That can be outside of our time together, provided it is not obscenely late. I am in New Mexico, so I'm probably earlier than a lot of you. But I'm happy to meet during one of your breaks during your time today. But please DM me on Slack and let's connect and talk through that. So we can figure out what next. I believe Red is taking the lead on that. So if those folks or anyone else wants to be part of that discussion, let's have a conversation and figure out what will happen today. Okay. All right. So we're going to look at day 7, right? We're going to look at today, day 6. We're going to look at, day 6 feedback. Then we'll also look at stuff from yesterday since I recorded that and it is up, but I want to make sure we review all that stuff together. So we'll do both today. So we're going to start with yesterday and then we'll do the day before. So so Karen Levy bad at, I agree. How cool, and just a cool person. I loved how she told us that she got her idea from her project from NPR, right? So I love that honesty. She's just good people. The research speed dating exercise, super fun. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Exciting speakers and perspectives. Yes, you'll get more of that today. Brandeis Marshall and also our panel on the Metaverse. Panels, I'm glad you like that. That's an addition that we haven't had before. Research speed matching, glad you like it. Okay, start. Have a limit on the number of people in a group. Why would we do that? Not at all. Have a great time. This is family. Y'all figure it out. Like, I know on the psychology side of the aisle, sometimes you'll have like 50 people on a paper. And then in my own department, we're encouraged to solo author. So we're providing for the groups the full range of experiences. So I am not here to put limits on here. I'm here to break down barriers. That sounded very WWE wrestling, by the way, which I'm a fan. Got my eyebrow up here, jabroni. Okay, Howard would have loved to dedicate time for meeting folks or just being able to see folks in the other sites that also attended yesterday's panel. Great idea, love that. If somebody would like to help with inviting them to a social hour, we could absolutely do that. We could make time to invite the folks from the Cameroon, Nigeria, and South Africa sites, or anybody else that showed up to a social hour. We added that last year where we had just like a chat and chew. So if somebody wants to take some leadership and help us organize a time for people to be able to connect, I'm happy to do that. I also want to remind you that that is what Slack is for. So you can drop into any one of the sites that are on Slack. Like if you look at the channels, all of them are there. All the people are there. Everybody, for the most part, is on the general channel. So if you write, hey, anybody want to like meet up for a drink in this Zoom link at this time, it will go to everyone. So exercise your leadership. That is available to you. I will tell you that in the times that I've been involved with SICSS, I don't think anyone has successfully done anything like that. So how cool would it be if that came from the SICSS-Howard Mathematica site? Happy to support someone's leadership in that. Let me know if it's something you want to do. Be like Amber. Amber, like early on, came up with a cool idea. So let's jump in. If people want to do that, I'm here to support you. More time for research speed matching. You have all day. Yay! So you can go, hey, folks, come meet me in a room. So you have until tonight at midnight. So there's always the formal process that we have, and then there's leadership in the free time we give you to do what you want to do. So do the damn things. I love that idea. If you want to have everybody get in a room and have everybody present, do that. If you want to, just tell me what you're doing, and I will help facilitate that. All right, next one. Stop. 6:30 a.m. start time for West Coast folks. Yes, I am here for that, but it's not possible. So I was on the East Coast for this last year, and I am adjusting to this new time. It is a challenge. It's hard because we've got people across multiple time zones. So West Coast folks, imagine how Gatumsa feels in Ethiopia. So when we finish for the day, it is about 12:30 at night or later, 1:30 in the morning. So the timing we've come up with is the best we can do to keep it somewhat sane for everybody. But as I've said before, we do our best. Everything's great and you're amazing. Thank you. I received that. Thank you. All right, continue. Anything else? I'm still feeling overwhelmed, maybe because of my decision to drink from the fire hose. Yep, I hear you. That was me. I believe that I need to take time for reflection and not just rest. Awesome. You have that ability with large swaths of time today. If you, again, need that time, we can make a little reflection room if you want to go meditate and still stay with us. We'll give you your own room. Also, I still have the feeling that I'm missing the measure of success. The measure of success is yours and yours alone. So if we set a measure of success that is external to us, that is based on other people, or some ominous, all-seeing thing that isn't real, I think we'll always miss it, right? And I feel like the system that we're all a part of, and I think in many ways when we're together right now, we're trying to break down the grasp of that and restore our own belief in ourselves. There's this thing that looks over us that says you're behind, or you need to do this, none of that exists in this space. And remember, we record everything. So after this fact, if you want to go back and do the whole damn thing again, you can. If you want to reach out to everybody and say, hey, let's do the whole damn thing again, you can do that. We also try and provide funding and support, not just in the space but beyond, so that you can continue to delve in. So you're not behind if you feel that I should be applying to my experience. You're good. I don't want to end the session feeling I did not get all I was supposed to. I feel like with something like this, I'll be honest, I feel like there's no way you're not going to leave and be like, God, because there's just so much. I feel like if you leave here and you feel like I did the damn thing, I nailed it, I feel like number one, you're lying to yourself. That's that good quality mediocre white man confidence. Or I feel like I think there's always going to be more things under rocks here, right? So I'd love to think that you're going to be reflecting on this and wanting to watch some of this for the rest of your career. Maybe you'll share it with your grandkids. Okay, or should have contributed more to the experience of others. You're doing great. Again, happy to give a pep talk. Any insights about these anxious feelings would be great. I would say, maybe you need some time today. Maybe you need some time to yourself to reflect and to center yourself and to interact with those negative voices that are telling you you're behind. Okay. If I was to suggest something, I did that when I was at Princeton. Like, I straight up disappeared for an hour. I just took a walk. I walked over to the baseball field. I'm an athlete. I played soccer. No, I went to the soccer fields, found a place, sat down, stared at the soccer field, walked around for a little bit, sat somewhere. So maybe you need to get out in nature, move your body. If it's a lot. So do what you need to do to center yourself and re-arrive in this space in a way that allows you to take it in and to give to others. All right, let's look at the next day's stuff. Day 5. Oh, this is from day 5, the day before. Discussion and Q&A. Somebody like that. Awesome. Great. I have nothing to add. I doubt that you have lots to add, whoever this is. Thank you for being the one person that filled this out over the weekend. Continue. Everything is cool. Everything is awesome. Like Lego, the Lego movie. Continue. Whoever's feeling a little down, maybe, put on some music in your group room too. Like, music helps me quite a bit. So I would think of a blended summer school format in the future. I love this idea. I also do not know what it means. So whoever came up with this, please reach out to me. We love ideas, but I also want to remind you that if you see a different way that this should live, then please found a site. Maybe, you have so much freedom in how you approach this. We have sites that decided to do 3 weeks this summer, some that were all online, some that were not, some that were just a week, some that happened in the fall. It's a choose your own adventure. So if you see another model for this, myself and the other organizers from the sites focused on the African and African diaspora are planning to do a organizer panel at some point after we have all slept for about a month. So keep an eye out for that. And we'll send you all the video and let you, but I'd love to support someone in founding a new site that has a different model. Love the idea, love it. All right. And just so you know, there's funding available from SICSS umbrella for the starting of sites. It's minimal, but it's enough to get you lean, hungry, and moving. Okay. So happy to talk about that if folks are interested in that, but there will definitely be a video that we're putting together at a later date. But if somebody wants to organize something and wants me to talk about some of the ins and outs of this, happy to. All right, so we're going to review the schedule for the day, looking ahead. Today's schedule will represent really what our schedule will look like for the next 3 days. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday will look quite a bit alike. Friday, a little different with presentations. But okay, so we're starting today by reminding you that the TAs are available. So you need to email them, and you can set up a time with them to meet over Zoom or email or on the phone. So someone wrote me and said, when are they available? And I said, I don't know, write to them. So, we've got, I think, close to 25 people there with varying schedules and abilities and commitments. So it's that same thing that we do in the real world, where if there's somebody we're interested in getting to know, we take the time, craft an email, go to their office hours, or reach out and have a backup plan. If there's a person you really liked for R, maybe they're not available, maybe you write to all the people from R. But I would encourage you to start working on that if you have not. These are busy professionals. This is something they are doing in their free time as a service. These are not actual teaching assistants. These are Mathematica data scientists. So write to them and start that process. And all their email addresses are available in that schedule. And if you have problems getting into the schedule, please just request view access, okay? 9:30 to 10 logistics. We're in the thick of it, got about 9 minutes left. Nailed it, almost. We'll be doing this every morning. I'm here to center you and make some announcements and make sure you're ready for your day. From 10 to 12, you'll work on your group projects or do something else. Your team or you can decide how you want to spend that time. This space will be open to you all day. If you arrive, you will be admitted. You can move between rooms, whatever you want. You could bring a TA in with you, whatever you want. If there's a expert from your university or somebody from another site you want to bring into this space, bring them too. We tend to not let people in we don't recognize. So if you decide to do that, arrive and let us know. We'll always let you in, and we'll let that person in. All right, then we've got our panel 12 to 1, New Frontiers in Research and Technology, the Future of Research and Equity in the Metaverse. We have a stellar, incredible, life-changing, amazing panel of people here from nonprofit industry and also from academia. That's going to be incredible. If you have not sent me your questions yet, one person did, please do that in advance. As you noticed, because we have an open space and there are others in there, it's harder for us to spotlight people from our own site for questions. So please send those to me and I will shout you out when I ask them. You can also drop questions in the chat box, but that's to make sure we don't have any Zoom bombers. I love that. All right. All right, so before we move on to our speaker for this morning, who is Cleo Jacobs-Johnson from Mathematica, and we'll let her in just a minute. I also want to mention a few reminders. You'll notice our process has changed. This week you have a lot for the rest of the next 3 days, you have a lot more time to yourself. Take advantage of that. Make sure you're setting your intentions. If you need them, if you need to think through what's happening with regards to speed dating and what teams you want to be on, it's all available in those slides. Go back through those slides. I believe we posted them on Slack, but if anybody needs them, we'll send those out again. You have until midnight tonight to switch your group or change your intentions. I believe I switched 3 or 4 times during this time period. And there was not an individual option. I approached them about an individual option. That was not an opportunity. So I ended up being sort of a passive participant / free rider on a team with people that I just really liked. Even ultimately that the research was not something that I knew I would continue or be a part of, but I needed to land on a team, and that's where I felt most comfortable. So I share my story to let you know that movement is okay, figuring out is okay. If your project isn't on the list, and maybe by the end of the day you add something new to the list. So I am going to reopen. I'm going to reopen that document so you can make edits, but you are kind of expected to try your best with that first commitment this morning. And if you need to switch it around, but it's reopened now so that you can do that. Okay. A reminder. So our Metaverse panel, we've got Rebecca and Andrea, excuse me, on video 1, Amber on video 2, Nyanthara and Grace on video 3, Erica on video 4, and then Daniel and BJ. We don't know which videos you watched, but please prep all those folks. Please send me questions. So DM me questions so I have that ahead of our panel this afternoon. I want to take, we're going to let Cleo in, and I'll keep talking and let her know when to start. So I want to take a second and ask Daniel and Grace to come on screen. Let's spotlight them. They are the 2 people that went to office hours yesterday. So if they're here, let's put them on screen. Could you just tell us how not scary and fun office hours were, please? Like, how did that go yesterday? Were there hot pokers? Did anybody what happened? How was it? Go ahead, Grace.
It looks like I'm the only one on screen right now. It was fun. It was fun to just talk about our research. The speaker was really sweet. She was really open to just talking about our interests and then finding a way to connect. She also asked for our advice because she had a new direction she wanted to take her research in and didn't quite know where to start, and looking up some of the work that's been done in the past. And it was really nice to be helpful in that aspect as well.
Thank you. So I say that because I think sometimes I wanted her to present that because I think we sometimes forget that networking is basically just making new friends, right? Like you did that in kindergarten, like you did that in your program. You have friends. All of you, I imagine, have friends, right? You talk to your family, maybe. So that's all that is. So I encourage you and challenge you to jump into that space. We have our next speaker, Brandeis Marshall. We have 4 of them. Some of my favorite experiences from my session were these sessions. So these people have become, that I met with at Princeton, have become mentors and friends. So I encourage you to just jump in. If that's something that you're afraid of, just be in the room. just, you don't have to say anything unless you're the only person, because that would be awkward. Okay. But it's not that bad. So please try and jump in and see our speakers. If it doesn't work out, if we don't give them anybody, it's fine. They get 30 minutes back. Nobody's going to be mad. But I would encourage you to do that, even if you don't have research overlap that you see, because I think we've all realized in these giant interactions that we end up having a lot in common. Okay. With regards to Brandeis, so we've got Daniel, let's see, Susanna Gatumsa and Renee are our people who are asking questions today. Looking forward to that. If any of you want to help with the introduction, I'd love that today. I'm happy to hand over that opportunity, so let me know if you want to do that. Okay, so I'm going to now turn it over to our incredible inspirational speaker, Cleo, who will spend the next minute or two getting you ready for the day. And I just want to remind you, if anybody has questions during the day, come see me, because we do not have a evening debrief. I'll probably tack that on for a few seconds to our closing, to our speaker. All right, so there we go. So Cleo, take it away.
Good morning. Thanks for having me. Good to see you all, your wonderful faces. I was thinking about when I'm looking for inspiration, one of the people I go to most often is my mother, and she always tells me nothing beats a trial but a failure. And to be honest, I'm not 100% sure how that really translates. But for my X number of years on this planet, that is the thing that is, that's kind of the final thing that'll let me, okay, I'll take the plunge, I'll give it a try. So I would say to you all, nothing, to the degree, you know, it resonates, that nothing beats a trial but a failure. But in trying, what I want, especially as you wrap up your great work here and move into what's next or continue on with what you're doing, to increase confidence and decrease doubt. Increase your confidence in your skills, your knowledge, your expertise, your experience, all that good stuff, while decreasing doubt. And no doubt you've already been successful, and I think it'll be what you need to get to the next level. That's it.
Cleo, please tell us what you do at Mathematica. Besides, by the way, am I the only one who's getting life from her nails? Love it. Tell us what you do, what fabulous work you do over at Mathematica.
What fabulous work. I am on Mathematica's DEI team as a senior manager. So right now we are actually wrapping up our strategic planning work, and we are going to launch that report very soon. So that's been a wonderful multi-month process. But I'm also a senior researcher. I've been with the company for 13 years. When I started, my dissertation chair said, oh, treat it like a postdoc. Stay for a couple years, come back. So I'm still in the postdoc. I'm still postdocing maybe. And in my research work, I do a lot of work around equity, around groups of people who we may otherwise not be aware of, whether it's family, friend, and neighbor care, or military kids growing up in caregiving households. And among the many joys I've had in my time here, just most recently, my work on these military kids was launched in partnership with the White House. And we were at the White House in November with First Lady Jill Biden, talking about the work, Secretary of Defense, Secretary of the VA, Senator Elizabeth Dole. And I know I should be wrapping up.
No, you shouldn't. Why are you so fly? Hello, this is the energy we need this morning.
I was born in a third world country, air quotes, moved to the South Bronx as a 6-year-old. So I don't think back then anybody would have said you'd be sitting in the White House with the First Lady of the United States talking about your research work and, you know, the possibilities that come from it. So if that is inspirational.
Yes. And what did you do your PhD in?
I did my PhD at the University of Pennsylvania in applied psychology and human development.
Thank you so
and it took me,
much.
It took me a long time to finish. I'm not.
Yes, I'm here for that. I'm an nth year. Did you say 4 to 5? Did you?
I am not a 4 to 5 year person. It took me multiple years, took many more years than that. So
I needed to hear that this morning. Thank you so much for your inspiration, Cleo Jacobs Johnson.
Thank you all for having me. You too. Thank you all. Take care.
All right, everyone, it is time to head to your rooms. If you would like to do that, or not, totally up to you. How you want to spend your time today. So the rooms are open. and the day is before you. It has so much possibility. Please decide how you want to enter into that space. And I will add to what Cleo said and say that my mom used to say, do the best that you can in the time that you have. All right. Best that you can, time that you have. Perfectionism is the other side of procrastination. You know, nobody needs to be perfect. Just jump into the damn thing today. Okay. Have a great day, everyone. Rooms are open. Thank you all for watching. For more information on SICSS-Howard Mathematica, visit our website, follow us on social media, and join our email list.